Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first monthly journaling club hangout of 2025. I guess technically our second because we did have the opportunity to hang out last week to actually set up the pages you're looking at right now. These are my kind of 2025 intro pages to launch right into my next set of monthly journaling. If you are completely new, welcome. My name is Kelsey Lee, and every single month, typically on the first Thursday of the month, we, the monthly journaling club, get together and document our lives 1 month at a time, looking back on the previous month, just for a quick look at what that has looked like in the past. I will flip through 2024 really quickly. I did just film a flip through of 2024 where I talk through these pages more in depth, but I just haven't had a chance to edit that video yet, but it is coming very, very soon. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be creating a page similar to the ones you see here for January 2025. And last week, I created this entry. You can go back and watch that one for the beginning of 2025, basically just kind of a place to write my big goal, a word of the year. I'm going to do a little note to myself here in this envelope. So that's a super fun way to kind of set up a monthly journal before you actually launch into it. So let me go ahead and say hello because I see everybody saying hi in the chat already. We've got Trixie and April, Angela, hi, Patty, Penny, Donna, Melissa, good to see you, Bisabel, or Bernie, Janie, Paige, and we've got Dawn and Rachel and Leslie. Hi everybody, so fun. I love that you're sharing where you're tuning in from. Please do continue to do that and let us know where everybody's from. That's one of my favorite things about these live streams is just getting to see where everybody is tuning in from, seeing how widely dispersed our club is just amazing that all of us are brought together from all corners of the world because we love to document our lives and are excited to do that together. Griselle is here. I think Jessica, okay. All right, so you can see last time I went ahead, hi Belinda, and just added my little corner piece for the title because this year I'm switching things up a little bit, and instead of putting my title right in the center as I've been doing basically every year since I first started this practice, now I thought I would try something new, and I made these corner monthly titles that are available over on Patreon to try out for this year. So I already put January here in the corner, and then that means we have all of this space to play with to document our month. And of course, I've gone ahead and printed out some of my photos, which we will talk about. I printed them as a 5x7 photo print, and as you can see, I make a collage of all the photos I want to use using an app called Pick Collage, and then I'll go and cut all of them out. That way I have lots of tiny photos I can use throughout my entry instead of trying to use bigger typical 4x6 photos. Hi Carolina, greetings from Poland, that's awesome. And then the other thing that I've gone ahead and printed out is my January month to remember sticker sheet. Every single month in 2025, we are creating these monthly sticker sheets over on my Patreon as a community. So it's really fun because everybody suggests things that they want to do for the coming month. And then I create these illustrations to represent some of the suggestions from my patrons so that we all will have this bucket list, if you will, for the month to be able to check off things and guide us throughout our month to try and be a little bit more intentional with our time. So in January, one of the items that is on the list is, of course, setting up our planners and journals for the new year. And so I have this sticker here, and this is also available, this sticker, as a freebie over on my Patreon. You can join for completely free and get access to lots of freebie stickers, including the 2025 sticker sheet, which is what these stickers are from. But every single month, I'm putting forth one of these items as a challenge for the entire community and sharing that sticker as a freebie. And for January, that is this sticker here. So everybody can access this over on Patreon. And then the full sheet is available for all of my paid patrons. So I'm really excited to use this for, sorry, my printer is making lots of noise behind me and distracting me. I'm excited to use this to document some of the things that I actually did check off this month. And I wanted to show you that I also have them in different sizes. So I have one of the bucket lists in my planner as well. And I went ahead and just started checking off the things that I have done, which is super fun to see how many things I was able to get. I think I didn't technically make a list of the books, though I have ones in mind, and I didn't really start a new hobby or skill. And my decluttering isn't good, but 7 out of 10 is pretty good. So I'm going to consider this a successful month for me. I'd love to know how many of these things, those of you who are participating in the club and have been using this as a little bit of a guide this month, share in the comments and in the chat how many of these you checked off this month and which one you're especially excited to document. For me, the one I'm most excited to document is the Go Somewhere special for the weekend, because we had a really fun and interesting ice climbing adventure in the Catskills that I'm excited to tell you about. I also started a new exercise routine that has just been great, so I'm excited to use that sticker too. I did create a vision board. You might have seen, I haven't talked through this yet. I'd like to share my common planner with you all in a future video, but I created this vision board for me here as my cover of my planner, and then I also did print it out as a sticker here on the inside. So kind of just some of the things that I want to focus on this year in photo form, and just keeps me super motivated and keeps it front and center because I look at my planner every day. And I actually also made this same image the background on my phone. Another great way to kind of keep your goals front and center in your mind. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some of our others. We also have the Year to Remember collection. This was the January themed collection, so these are kind of the main ones I'll be using, but I have some others that I may pull out as well. So I need to go ahead and trim these because I did, for this first hangout, want to show you kind of the collage altogether, because I know I always get lots of questions about how I print tiny photos for my journaling. Hi, Alma. Welcome, welcome. So do go ahead and say in the chat what bucket list item you checked off for the month, which activity you're especially proud of having checked off, or if there's not something that is necessarily on our community bucket list, share something that you checked off of your own January to-do list. So these photos are all from ice climbing. We actually went ice climbing twice in January because we had a trip planned to the Catskills at the end of the month, which I'll talk about. But we also had the opportunity, because it was cold enough actually for a change in Pennsylvania, to go ice climbing more locally. There was some ice, so we were able to take some friends who had never gone before, and so it was very entertaining because these are kind of like big gym guys who, you know, think, oh, I'm so tough and very strong. And ice climbing is definitely a strength game, but it's also something that you need to kind of get a handle on the technique to be able to do it well. There is a bit of a technique to it, and it was just funny to see how their brawn was not quite enough on its own, because they didn't yet have that technique as first timers. So I love seeing your responses coming in about what you were able to do this month. Dawn set up her planners and journals. Ooh, Penny, you went to a scrapbooking retreat. Oh, that's so fun. What a great weekend trip. And you get to use that weekend trip sticker then too for that. That is something I really miss doing with my mom. She and I used to go to a scrapbooking retreat with some of her friends, kind of like once in the fall and once in the spring. And yeah, it was a really nice mother-daughter time, and I miss that a lot. Ooh, way to go cutting down on social media and listening to, wow, 10 books on Audible. That's amazing. You should be very proud of yourself. My reading year has been a little bit of a slow start, I have to be honest. I actually have a photo here of my reading, but the thing is I kind of cheated in a way because 2 of the books I had already started in December, so it was really just finishing them. So I only read 1 book entirely in the month of January, and that was Once Upon a Wardrobe by Patty Callahan, which I really enjoyed that book. If you are a Narnia fan, I can't recommend that book enough. I actually shared it with my patrons on the Abiding Faith tier as one of my Abiding Faith Fridays. I do little blog style posts there on most Fridays, and that was definitely a book recommendation after I finished that one because it was really a great story, really well told and sweet, but also if you are already a Narnia and C.S. Lewis fan, it's just really interesting to get kind of a fictional peek into his life through that story. Trixie did some decluttering. That is awesome. You're going to be able to use that sticker. And started a new Bible study. Oh, I'm so glad they've helped you become more aware of how you're spending your time. This little photo here is actually of my Bible study. It's kind of hard to see, but that is something that I've been trying to prioritize again more in the mornings, and so I have my little Bible and genie beyond my dog behind my armchair. Belinda, you set up your 2025 book. Raquel celebrated your son's first birthday. Oh, that's so exciting. Congratulations. Wow, the first year goes by so fast. I can't speak from experience, but I have a lot of friends right now who are in that stage of life. And just seeing how quickly their kids are growing is truly incredible. We joined a book club and created a mood board, Janie. Set up your journal, had a special weekend. I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing how intentional everybody has been with their January. That has been my entire goal with creating these bucket lists, is that it would inspire you to make more memories in the year and in each month, that you would be inspired to go out and do some special little things that are worth documenting and that make you feel, when you look back, like, yeah, I really had a full and meaningful month. Melissa, you did some decluttering as well. Oh, you're moving, so yeah, that's really important when preparing to move, to do some of that downsizing. And read 4 books. Oh, congratulations, April. Your YouTube channel just hit 100 subscribers. That is definitely a moment when you finally hit the triple digits. I remember what that is like, and it can take a while sometimes. So congratulations. And lots of writing. Yep, writing has also been on my to-do list, as you've probably seen from my goals and vision board spreads. I keep saying that's going to be my #1 goal. I started out really strong at the beginning of the month, and then honestly prepping for this weekend away, and also just work stuff. It's been a really busy month at work. I feel like I'm always saying that, but it's true. So all that to say, have not had as much time between trying to stay on top of my day job and Patreon and YouTube to also be getting a lot of writing done. Okay, I think I successfully cut these all out. I honestly kind of did that in a haze because I was talking the whole time and looking at your comments. Yeah, I've got my little coffee cup with my laptop in the background. That's from a writing retreat experience. These photos I printed out because I watched All Creatures Great and Small season 5. This is one of my all-time favorite shows. Also some of my favorite books. I'm still reading through them. I finished the first 2, so I can't remember how many more I have left. I think 3 maybe. They're memoirs of a veterinarian, there we go, words. And it's set in like the late 30s, early 40s. And it's just the most wholesome, heartwarming show you will ever watch. I love it. And the same of the books as well. I never laughed as much as I do reading these books. Like, his wit and humor just lands with me so well. I love, love, love this story and his writing. And when we watched the first episode, we also had chicken noodle soup. So I want to say somewhere on the page, like, chicken noodle soup for the stomach and the soul, because I feel like I just was feeling all the warm and fuzzies all around on this night. Oh, you like it too, Penny? Yeah, it's such a good show. Yes, that's correct, Donna. To answer your question, Jill, it is called Pick Collage, and I think I can find the website, because you can download it for your phone, or I think you can also use it as a website. So there is the app that I am talking about that I use for printing out, or organizing, I should say, not for printing, for organizing my photos into a collage. You all are my people. I'm loving seeing how many of you also love All Creatures Great and Small. Yes. Oh, so good. So once I cut out all of my photos, my next step is typically to try to put like photos together, especially when sometimes I'll have multiple photos from one event. So all of these photos, for example, are from our ice climbing weekend in the Catskills. And then these photos are all our ice climbing more locally. And then we have this snow day photo of going out with Jeannie and walking in the snow together. We love doing winter walks together, so I'll definitely be using the Take a Winter Stroll sticker here. And then I didn't cut these two apart. Ooh. I think I just like spat on the page, so keeping things totally real and honest here. It happens. Okay. Where do you see the show? Oh, you have an Animal Lovers. Yes. Alma, it's on PBS Masterpiece is where I watch it. Oh, hi. Well, if you don't see, I see your comment about sometimes not getting notified anymore when I go live or have new videos. And frankly, that is a common problem with YouTube and their whole notification system, which is one of the big reasons why I encourage people, even if you don't want all of the bonus content on Patreon, to become a free member over on Patreon, because one of the benefits you get when you become a patron free and up is that I always post when I have a new video over on Patreon. So you'll automatically get an email from me letting you know that I have a new video. And sometimes when I tell you I have a new video, I also share a freebie printable or, you know, a little bonus content along with the video on occasions. So I highly recommend just joining Patreon for free, so that way you're basically on my newsletter and you'll get notified when my videos come out and when we do live streams, because I did post about this live stream over there, and I also shared the freebie for February over there as well as part of this post. Speaking of which, that bucket list is now available, and I'm so excited about all the fun things we can do this month. You guys had so many great suggestions for the month of February, and basically it's just like all the self-care and warm fuzzy vibes. We have try a new soup recipe on here. Write a list of 10 things you love or a love letter to yourself. Treat yourself to an at-home spa night with the fun little smoothing mask and some eye cream and nail polish. Talk to an old friend with the telephone. Eat breakfast in bed. I loved that recommendation. So we have a little stack of pancakes there in bed. Some supplies for creating a handmade card. Planting season and starting to get ready for that with the little seed packets. And then the movie night, snuggling up for a movie marathon. Ben and I are going to watch the Lord of the Rings series in February because I'm almost done Return of the King, and so I'm really excited to do that and then document it with this sticker in my journal. And then finally, shower someone in love. I tried to keep this one a little bit more broad so that you can apply it to any way that you want to shower someone in love, but some of the recommendations from my patrons included sending somebody anonymous flowers or baking somebody a heart-shaped cake. So there's lots of ways that you could apply this one. Oh, Paige, I love that you're already winning because you made a new soup recipe today. Oh, that's so great. So yes, so the whole idea is that this would serve as some inspiration for you throughout the month to just make the most of every day and try to check off as many of these things as you can and just enjoy February to the fullest. So if you want to download this printable sticker sheet, you can head over to my Patreon and join on the Abiding Love tier or up. And this is our challenge for the month, to shower someone in love. Find one way that you are going to shower someone in love, and everybody, wow, something just fell over behind me. And everybody can do this and print this out over on Patreon, because this is our freebie for the month. So I hope that you guys enjoy those and that you're already, it sounds like, getting some inspiration to be using them. I also have some of my other printables here from previous years, and you get access to all of them when you join, so definitely lots and lots for you, because we have some really cute ones about like hibernating and stuff, or maybe even this one for working that I may want to use. But I think for now I'm gonna try to cut out just a few of the ones that I know I'm going to want to use on this page. And I do just fussy cut them, in part because I know everybody, for the most part, will likely be fussy cutting them out too. But they do have outlines in the PNG files for those who have a cutting machine and would like to use it to be able to cut out the stickers that way. And you might be able to tell that the paper I am using is a little bit different than the typical paper that I would print on. That would just be like a plain matte white. This is actually a washi sticker paper that I got on Amazon. I talked about this in our last live hangout, and I do have it linked in my Amazon storefront if you want to check it out. Oh, it's too far away, I can't grab it. But it is linked there for you. My only warning would be that it does take a few tries, at least in my experience with it, to figure out the right printer settings to get it to print nicely without smearing at all. Okay, winter stroll. I think for some of these, I will use the full sticker and actually keep the title or the caption and check it off. But for others, I may just use the illustration. And for some of them, maybe I would just use the caption, because I did enjoy a fun winter activity with friends, but it wasn't ice skating, so maybe I wouldn't want to use the ice skates. And similarly, for the books, I think I am going to use the stack of books, but I'm going to use them to just document the books I read instead of it being documenting creating a list of the books I want to read. So you definitely can use them however makes most sense to you. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll start up in this corner, and what I would like to do is have kind of a moment that's focused on my productivity to start the year, setting up my planner, my exercise routine, some of the books that I read, my New Year goals. My books. writing. So I have my little writing and my reading the Bible. I'm gonna put those on here. And I'm going to cut out one of these from the Year to Remember sheets too. And I think what I might do is use this as a space to talk about some of the kind of things I was proud of this month, or just like my stats, I guess. We hit 45,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is super exciting. If you're not currently subscribed and are watching, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And then the other big thing is we hit 2,500 patrons. So that's free and paid, but it's just so fun to see that community growing over on Patreon. It means so much to me. I can't even tell you how much it means to me. It literally, to be frank, would mean I wouldn't have this channel still, probably, or wouldn't be able to post to it anymore if it wasn't for my patrons. So I'm just so grateful for all of you, because I really do love this community. Oh, Trixie, I'm so sorry. Your kid's not feeling well. I hope that all becomes well and that you can watch the replay. Marie, you started doing a self-care routine on Sundays. That'll be perfect for the spa night sticker. Maybe what I'll want to do, I kind of want like a New Year like quote or something. I'm not sure I have a good one on this sheet. So prompts, I have some of my, this is an old freebie sheet. Not quite. This Daily Rhythms collection could be nice for some of like working out and stuff. We are what we repeatedly do. I might use that. So yeah, maybe that we are what we repeatedly do. Let's just stick it down. definitely want the workout one there. So at the beginning of this year, last year even, I discovered, I actually put that in my, where is it? In my 2024 at a glance page. One of my categories for my at a glance page that I talked about in our last live was a discovery and new favorites. And one of my discoveries and new favorites is over here in March. I discovered this YouTube channel called Nourish Move Love. And it's a workout channel where she just puts out really great workouts. But I'm pretty sure it's pretty clear. I think that she is a Christian because she'll like reference scripture and stuff sometimes, and she just like has a very just like great attitude and personality, and very motivating, and frankly very they're hard workouts. Like they're actually challenging for me, and she does a good job at sharing like ways that you can make it more challenging or less challenging depending on where you're at in your own workout journey. So I just really enjoy her workouts and discovered her last year. And at the beginning of each new year, she typically has a new year workout challenge. And so this was a 2-week challenge, working out 5 days a week and then using pretty much your weekends as rest days, called Power 20. And that's what I love about her workouts, is she has so many different ones that are only 20 minutes, or some are even like 10-minute abs, or you know, she does have some that are like 30, 40, but you can really just pick a workout that is going to work for the amount of time that you have to actually do it. So highly recommend her if you've never checked her out before. And that is how I'm able to check off the exercise routine or challenge sticker. And you can tell with this washi sticker, it just like blends right into the page. So I really do love that look, because it almost looks like you just drew it right onto your page and then wrote a caption to it. It doesn't even look like you're using a sticker. So that's pretty neat. And let's see, I have my little reading, writing, and creating collection here. Thought I might have like a writing related sticker or something. Sorry, it's probably really loud with all the crinkling. No. Maybe, I feel like one of the packs I got recently from Obujo had some great writing related. Ooh, here, maybe this one. This would be good, because this is like, even though I wasn't writing by hand, it's kind of with a coffee cup. And I was writing at a cafe, trying to get kind of 20 minutes in each day was kind of my goal, to just have a few days a week where I wrote for at least 20 minutes on my story. maybe I'm going to do this one because I kind of like the purpley hues in it and how that plays off of the purple in this. And that way it also can speak to journaling in addition to writing. So we'll just put that there. And then we can put, maybe we'll put it under here like this. And then I could put my Bible here. I should bring you guys closer. There we go. That way you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. You are going to cut off take a nature walk and use the illustration with a picture of a red-winged hawk. That's awesome. Red-tailed hawk that you saw when you were driving. And I lost the cap. The glue that I'm using is the Tombow Mono Liquid glue. My new favorite. Works really, really well on the Dingbats paper. If you are using the same notebook as me, this is a Dingbats B5 sized journal. I have a tea sitting here that is probably cold. When I brought it, I poured it literally seconds before we were starting, and then obviously it was too hot, but now, I don't know, maybe it's just right. It's pretty good. It's not cold yet. Okay, then we have our books and our movies, or shows rather. I like this. I'm going to use this from the Faith add-on sheet. Every month I create an additional faith-focused sheet for my patrons on the Abiding Faith tier. So if you like the collections and want some more faith-related stickers, they are just kind of like a nice add-on pack that builds upon the current set, but with a focus on things related to God and verses and scripture and Jesus. So this one says, "This year is a gift from God." And so I'm going to put that right under my little Bible study photo. And then layer it on top of the journal and the coffee. That's really funny, Penny. You got your journal just in time, an hour before we started. So I guess Amazon or whoever you ordered your package from was understanding the rush. I'll put this here actually, because all of these books kind of in some way, not totally, but a little bit faith related, the books that I read. And I definitely, one of the benefits of being the person who designs the stickers is you get to decide the little bits of what they look like. And you may have noticed that on the books, the yellow book, it says Tolkien on it, and there's little rings on either side. I figured most people would appreciate that regardless, but I did in part use that on here because I knew that I was currently reading Lord of the Rings. I think you could use an A5 Happy Planner, Alma. I mean, frankly, any journal that you are creating in this format in is going to bulk up a little bit, so, but I just wouldn't let that bother you. And I actually think it's easier when you have fewer pages in a journal, and 80 I think is a good number because it just means you'll get to the end quicker before it bulks up too bad. All right, now I think I want to use my pen. And I don't know, maybe we'll stamp a little or something too. I did just get a new set of alpha stamps. I have here, I got these on Amazon. They were like $11, and I'm very happy with them because it's both uppercase and lowercase and has all of the numbers and a lot of symbols as well. So it's a really great set and a really good price. So I have this linked in my Amazon storefront too, if you're interested. But I basically got this because my little set that I had is one, just uppercase, and two, I lost the letter E, and the E is very important, as I discovered when I was trying to use them without the E. So what I'm thinking is I might, let me think. I was gonna say I might stamp out, actually maybe I'll put it up here, 2025. I was gonna put it here, but I do think with it being the first one of the year, that I might put that here. There are definitely lots of coffee images, Trish, on Patreon. I don't have a collection that is necessarily all about coffee, but I feel like there's a coffee cup in so many of the collections. Here, let me even look for you. I have, oh, I wanted to use these too. My January, this is the last year's. We did, as you saw in my flip through, all of the stickers kind of themed by the month. And so the great thing is, even though I used a bunch of these in my spread last year, you can just keep using them each new year for your monthly journaling. So I didn't mean to pull these out because I'm definitely gonna use some of those. But I just keep these in this nice little folder now. Let me see. August. Oh, that's cider, not coffee. I know that all of my fall collections, I think, have pumpkin spice coffee. So there's a coffee. There's these Starbucks coffees. I was trying to get this typewriter use that. Nice. I'll put that back later. Okay, those are all the monthly ones, but I do have this folder that I haven't yet added to all of my others. I know that there's coffee stickers. Now it's gonna bother me. Oh, you could use these cups from the afternoon tea collection, even though it's tea focused. You could pretend it's coffee and use those. That would be really fun. They're together. I feel like this set. See, the problem is I might have cut them out, but I feel like the Hibernate collection. Oh, this girl here, you could use. She's holding a cup of coffee, and then you could journal about it in there, or this one. This is the Hibernate collection, I believe. And here's more of the afternoon tea collection. Again, you could just use these and pretend they're coffee. So I know there's more beyond that, but I won't spend too much more time. Sometimes it's just fun to like look at all the options. But certainly, oh here, there, that's a coffee. Again, hibernating. I think check out the hibernating collection. I think that's the one that you're gonna find the most. Or the afternoon tea. Almost anything you can think of, there should be at least one sticker for over on Patreon. I would say that the issue is more so just finding them, because unfortunately I can't tag every single keyword in them. Maybe I'll use this cute Cozy Night In sticker with the little slippers for documenting all creatures, great and small, in our chicken noodle soup dinner. Oh, that's great, Trish. You can search on Patreon. There's a little search box, I don't know, maybe like top right corner somewhere. And you can type in the name of a collection and it will pull it up for you. It'll pull up other posts that I maybe use that same word in, but it's usually pretty accurate and good. So if you type in hibernating, for example, the hibernating collection will come up. So if ever you know the name of one of my sticker kits, you should be able to find the sticker kit on Patreon. Oh, there's my chicken noodle soup. Maybe I'm just gonna glue these down in this corner. So I think that's a good spot for them. Okay, and say This collection is called Recharge Your Soul. And I'm thinking that one of these stickers, even just the title sticker, so here, or I could use the big one, would be nice to put above my little soul goodness here of watching the show and having some delicious soup. I'm debating which one. Use the It Is Well With My Soul, Recharge Your Soul. I might use this big one. And I can't remember if I said this, but when you become a patron, you do get access to all of these stickers, not just the current month's collection. So every sticker sheet that I've shown you, which has been a lot, I know, because I was rifling through a ton of them, you get access to all of them. So it's a really pretty sweet deal, especially if you're kind of just getting started with creative journaling. Gives you a ton of material to work with right away. And recharge your soul. Okay, now I want to go back to my idea of stamping. I get distracted very easily. So I have some VersaFine black ink. Oh, whoops. I used the 5 when I meant to use the 2. It looked very similar. It was upside down. That's pretty funny. Okay. Never panic, friends. It's okay to make mistakes. And this is when your handy dandy sticker paper that you have all of the extra pieces of, because as you're cutting it apart, you might realize there's always going to be some white space that isn't used. It's just the way it goes. But the great thing is, it's great for fixing mistakes. So, and yes, it does happen to all of us, Penny, completely. So you can just take that off, and we're just going to cover it up, line it up, and you see it a little bit through, but that's okay, because once I put something else over top of it, it'll mask it even more. But yeah, I love using sticker paper for fixing mistakes. Sometimes I'll acknowledge a mistake and I'll just like draw an arrow to it and say, whoops, haha. But because I think some of those things are actually fun to look back on. But if you don't like the way it looks and want to try again, you can just literally cover it up. And actually, maybe what I'll do that could be fun is use one of these spaces I have instead. Let's do that. Let me sticker on sticker. Could have just started with this to begin with, but I didn't think of the idea at that point. So then this is a nice way to add color to the corner. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll do 2025 down here because I actually wasn't loving how that was looking. There. Okay, I like that. Nice little corner piece. Okay, now let's try to stamp better this time. Where did I put my ink? Oh, there it is. Okay. Take 2. Make sure I have the right one. Okay, this is the 2. Sometimes mistakes are actually happy little accidents, as Bob Ross would say, because I think this looks much better than the original thing I was doing. Great. Okay, and now let's, while we are in stamping mode, I think I also I think I'm gonna stamp NML for Nourish, Move, Love under the workouts, but I think I'm gonna do it vertically and then maybe write out what the words mean, or like the, what am I saying? What the initials stand for. It's a little bit more space than I intended, but that's all right. Okay, I'm just gonna set those to the side. So I have Nourish, Move, Love. Hi, Sarai. Welcome. Always good to see new people joining us. Thank you, Kelly Ann. I'm glad you like my style. I definitely enjoy some stamping and stenciling too. All right, now let's say, write out what the workout challenge was. Power 20. Power 20 challenge. And I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that I can write on top of this paper without it smearing. Let's see if we can find a test piece. It's always good. Oh, wow, that like didn't take any time at all. Didn't even need to like dry. And so that's good to know about the washi paper. If you want to write on top of it with kind of a basic pen, this is just a Pentel Touch pen. It is actually going to soak up and absorb the ink really well, and you're not going to have bleeding or smearing because it's not just sitting on top of the sticker paper. So I'm trying to remember, what did I do? Okay, I wanted to make sure that I didn't already acknowledge 45K in December, because I couldn't remember if it happened actually at the end of December or January, but I think it happened in January. But either way, we're gonna put it in here. There I go again. I'm not thinking straight. Sorry. It was almost writing a K instead of a 5. And say subs and 2,500 patrons. So always nice to acknowledge milestones in your journaling. Welcome, Dawn. Also new. So great seeing new friends joining us this year and documenting your lives. All right, I can't help myself. The sparkles are already coming out. I wonder, yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea to myself. So I have these really beautiful stickers, as you can see, from Sterling Ink, who makes the planner that I use, the common planner. She makes the most beautiful stickers. You can see these ones have some foiling on them. And unfortunately, these stickers, I think, don't really go with the vibe of the page currently. But what I was thinking is, for setting up my planner and journals, I could cut out the label of her name, her company's name, Sterling Ink, and use that as a sticker on the page. I may have to cut it apart, divide up her name. Like Sterling. Even be like that, maybe. Sterling ink. Let's see. Common planner. Okay. And I might want to use this space. I might just leave this open for the time being because I could see it being nice to somewhere on the page, and this looks like it could be a really good spot, having just like a nice big New Year centric quote. Okay. So, I'll grab my this January kit has a lot of really great quotes for setting New Year goals. Maybe I'll use this quote from Theodore Roosevelt. And I feel like, did I use the same quote in this January? I think I might have. I think I just really like this quote, which is, be practical as well as generous in your ideals. Keep your eyes on the stars, but remember to keep your feet on the ground. Or maybe I used it last January. Hold on, let me check. Because I don't want to use the same exact one I used last January. I did. I used it last January. Oh well. I mean, you could use it again, but I did literally just use it a year ago. So I think I should not actually use that same quote. Even though it's a good reminder, it still is a good reminder. I love that quote. That's really funny. That's okay. I think I'll use this one instead, this goals quote. Goals. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. There's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. That's by Jim Rohn. I have some good goals stickers that are going to be coming out tomorrow too. I'm a little bit late in getting my February themed kit out, so I appreciate your patience, but that one is called Goal Getter, and I'm excited to share it with everybody. I want that there, or do I want this here? Decisions, decisions. I think I might put it here, but I think I want like a strip of washi or something up the side under it. Just for like a little bit of layering. Maybe we'll use, I'm not usually a big purple person. It's probably one of my least favorite colors, but just for consistency, since we have some nice purple going on up here, and I want to kind of bring that color down into the rest of the page. And I think it will play off nicely with my ice climbing photos because kind of the bluish hue of the snow, and despite not liking purple, my ice climbing pants are in fact bright purple. So there you have it. All that to say, this will look nice despite not being my favorite color. And this is a pretty purple, I have to say. I like a lavender purple. That actually was one of the main colors in my wedding. So maybe this is all a farce and I actually do like purple and I'm lying to you. So yeah, we're gonna put that there. And actually, great tip for all of you, especially if you're kind of working with a bunch of different stickers from different sticker kits and packs that you have. Find one thing, and a washi tape is usually a really good option, that you can put multiple places on the page to help tie everything together. So I'm gonna actually put a strip here. It doesn't mean I can't go over it a little bit, but it's just like a nice background element. So we'll put that right there, and we have it here. And then what I'm gonna do is also put it over, and I don't want to switch things up and then make this horizontal. I think that would look odd, but I'm going to use the same vertical strip, and you can see this one's kind of towards the middle, this one's towards the bottom, and then this one I'm going to put towards the top. And then the nice thing is it also follows our nice rule of threes. There are 3 strips of it, and I'm not going to have it go all the way down. I'm going to just stop it kind of part way like that. This would be a really great thing to do as well before you put anything down. If you're just kind of intimidated by the blank page, put literally strip of washi, strip of washi, strip of washi, and then do your design over top of that. You'd be amazed how just having some little things to work with and to act as anchors for you to build off of can really help you in actually creating your entry. Okay, I'm going to take a little break from this side of the page and actually move over because I do want to talk about our ice climbing experience a little bit, and just start, yeah, documenting our adventure. So like I said, we did have 2 experiences of ice climbing. So one was just a little day trip locally, and then we went to the Catskills for a weekend away. And what was crazy about this experience, and very different than any other ice climbing trip we've done before, is I have quite the story to share. So I hinted at this in my last Faith Friday post because I shared some of these photos of us ice climbing just because I think looking out at the beauty of winter is just one of the most beautiful ways to showcase, like, look at our God, look at what he creates. I mean, just look at this. Look at that waterfall. Look at this frozen waterfall, this winter wonderland. I mean, truly, it's just so amazing to go out in the woods in wintertime and to be able to go into the backcountry and experience these places. It's such a treat, in addition to the fun of climbing. But when you go out into the backcountry, you obviously take a little bit of a risk. It can be dangerous if you're not prepared. And we went out on Friday to climb. I think I'm gonna just put these maybe like this, like as a little collage. Maybe like that. I like that. So I'm gonna start gluing these down as I tell my story. So we went out on Friday morning to this place called Buttermilk Falls, which is a beautiful tiered waterfall that runs down a gully. And basically you climb these 7 different pitches, pitches like a different like set of the waterfall, a different part of the waterfall that you climb, and there's 7 in total. And so we went out to do this, and mind you, it is a super long hike. Long as in for an approach to a spot to climb. It's an hour-long hike, and it is not a real trail. It's like through the forest and the woods and just trying to work through all of the like trees and brush and everything. Like, it's basically bushwhacking. It's up hills, down hills, all over the place, across creeks. It's just a really crazy trail that's not even a real trail to get back there to these falls. So we go there, we get to the falls. There's 9 of us in our group, and the first few members of our group climb up the first pitch of the waterfall. I'm still at the bottom at this point, and we're getting ready to send up another climber, and we say, you know, okay, ready to belay, like basically ready to be on the other end of the rope in case somebody should fall. And they yelled back and said, no, don't climb. There's somebody up here. So we're like, oh, what's happening? Well, here there was a climber at the top of that pitch who had fallen. And the climber actually fell from the 7th pitch. which is 50 feet high. That's how far he fell. And he landed on his left side, and he broke his wrist and his leg, I think primarily around his ankle. So our group found him after he had crawled down basically through the last 6 pitches to get to where our group was, where we happened to find him. Now, this guy, was incredibly fortunate that people were even planning to climb that day. We were the only ones out there until another group of just 2 guys happened to come along. But it was very possible that nobody could have come out that day and he would have just been completely by himself, because this guy was climbing alone, which big no-no, doing any outdoor activity, especially in potentially dangerous outdoor activity. Don't hike alone, don't do anything alone, please. So this guy was by himself, or if you are alone, at least have a way of contacting people. And this guy was alone, did not have his cell phone, and he also was making a very, in my opinion, dumb decision, which is to free climb, which means you are climbing without ropes. Anytime that I go rock climbing or ice climbing with my friends, we always are top roping or having somebody lead climb. Basically means that they're bringing up a rope and putting in screws in the ice to hold themselves as they go up, so that there's always a safety net if you fall, right? Somebody's on the other side of the rope and is gonna help catch you so that you do not fall. To climb without a rope is basically saying at some point, right, something's gonna happen no matter how skilled you are, and you are going to fall, and it could be, depending on how high up you get, it could be extremely bad. And for this guy, he was at the very top when he fell without a rope. And so then he fell down all the way to the bottom of that fall, 50 feet. And then, frankly, by God's grace, he only had a broken ankle and broken wrist, because with that level of fall, it honestly was a miracle that he did not die, that he didn't, break his neck, crack his spine, like anything. It's totally a miracle that he was in that good enough of a condition that he even could crawl on his own. But of course, he also barely had any gear with him, so he wasn't even really dressed appropriately. So one of the guys in our group had to give him a puffy jacket to wear, because he's shivering at this point, because he had been crawling through the snow and through basically creeks and stuff to get to that point. It was absolutely insane. And this is the other crazy God's grace aspect of this experience, is that not only did he happen to have a group of 9 people come who were willing and able to help him, so to have that many people, to be able to have some people run and get help, others stay and help him, but in our group, we literally had 3 EMTs who just happened to be EMTs in their day jobs, and 2 police officers. So what are the odds that he basically had a rescue crew come to him in the form of our climbing group? I am not an EMT or a police officer. I was not one of those people. I was mostly there for moral support and praying for them as they helped him through that experience. But because they were trained, they were able to splint his leg. And so this photo here is kind of hard to see, but this is actually them splinting his leg. And they also put a splint on his wrist, and then we had to lower him with our ropes down that first pitch to get him into this clear space, where then the park rangers that we called came and met us there. And because, as I said, it was such a difficult hike to get there, it was pretty much going to be impossible to hike him out. So they actually ended up calling a helicopter, and so he had to get airlifted out of the backcountry space where we were. So that was the first and hopefully last air rescue that I will ever witness or be a part of. But yeah, that ended up being our Friday. We thought we were going to do a really fun multi-pitch climb up the gully, and instead we ended up having to rescue this guy who, if we didn't come across him, if the fall didn't kill him, the weather definitely would have killed him, because he wouldn't have been able to get to help if help hadn't found him. So really, really scary. I'm so glad he's okay, and that we all were able to pitch together and help him out. I'm so proud of my friends for all the ways that they just kicked into action. It was really, really cool to see, but definitely not something that any of us hope to have to do again. Yes, he is very lucky. It was a pretty scary experience. Yeah, very crazy. I have a video of the helicopter coming, and I should have taken a screenshot from the video, but I didn't think of it, so I don't have a photo of the helicopter. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I might want to like draw one. These other 3 photos are our one-day ice climbing experience more locally, so I'm just gonna put these down here. The other thing I like about these vertical strips is it kind of looks like an icicle on the page too. Right. So here we have, I think all of my photos are now on the page. I did forget about this piece that you saw probably when I opened my journal. We did go to the Pennsylvania Farm Show this year, probably for the last time in a long time, because Ben and I both forgot kind of how crowded and crazy it can be. But we went with our 2 friends and their 2 adopted children and 2 foster children. So they just kind of needed a little bit more helping hands to be with the kids. So overall, it was a fun experience, but not something I would go to without kids, just on my own, because it's a lot. So I could maybe put this down here. I guess I will. I have it, so why not? It doesn't ruin the aesthetic of the page that much, and it'll just blend in with everything else once the rest of the page is full. All right, shaping up quite nicely, I think. Certainly I didn't put all my photos down because there it is. I was to say I'm missing my winter walk photo, which could go quite nicely there actually. Maybe I'll put that there, and then I like this little girl in her little scarf and hat with her breath fogging in the cold. This is from the Tiny Little Pleasures collection on Patreon, and this is one of my all-time favorite ones that we did. I just loved the color palette, loved all the little illustrations for the little things we love in life. Also put this over here. I kind of want to talk about writing here, I think. We'll do that. I'll put this little girl here at the bottom of the washi. And then we'll put the photo of Ben and me and Jeannie playing out in the snow together. We'll put that right next to it. I'd love to know if any of you experienced snow in January. I know we all live in different climates, and so for some of you that might not even be feasible where you live, but certainly for us it was fun to finally see some snow. We used to get like big snowstorms every year in Pennsylvania when I was growing up, and it's just changed so much that the last few years our winters were so mild and we barely had any real snow. And so it was nice that this year we actually did get some snow. Not a whole ton, but we got some, which was nice to see. I could use this snowflake, or I could use maybe one of these. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot there was a little bit of a winter vortex that hit south too, so you did get some in Dallas and West Virginia. You got a foot. That's what I'm still hoping for one day, that we'll experience a whole foot plus of snow again, because everything's always just like 6 inches here, 6 inches there. Maybe I'll pick that up and put it. Snow. And as always happens with my desk, I lost half the stickers I cut out because I did cut out the winter walk sticker. Oh, I found it. It was on the floor where most of my stickers end up. So now, of course, I've done it and I don't have any room for this because I forgot about it until this moment. I could put it here and then take this one off. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome. Oh, that's a shame you missed the snow. Well, maybe you didn't think it was a shame, Ruth, but it would have been, I'm sure, fun for you to experience the snow. Okay, we're like really doing some relayering action here to get my winter stroll. This journal is a dot grid, so it is not blank. I really like having the dot grid to help me lay things out and line up where I want things to go, personally. You can see how that purple strip we put, even though I'm going over top of it with the washi sticker, you can still see it. And then we'll put my photo back down. You get lots of sun in New Mexico, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't give up seasons personally. I mean, as you guys can see with ice climbing and everything, I really love all 4 seasons so much. But I can definitely see the appeal of living in a place on certain days where it's just cloudy and I'm just ready for spring here, where it'd be nice to live somewhere that's always 70 and sunny. And I'm just cutting off the edge. So personally, I ended up putting it, just because of room, up to the edge and cutting it at Take a Winter Stroll, so that now it just says A Winter Stroll. The washi paper is on Amazon. Hold on. I can show you. I had it here. I just needed to grab it. This is what it looks like. It's by Crafty DIY washi paper. It's the first thing that comes up when you look up washi paper on Amazon, but if you want to use my link through my Amazon storefront, I would appreciate it. You get 2 seasons in one day. Northern Nevada is behind in snowfall. I will say it is really nice how easy it is to write on this washi tape, because even though it goes into some of these white spaces, I could still just write in them to kind of caption my photo here, despite there not being a lot of space actually to write. So let's think here. These are going to be too big, I think. Maybe I could use these ones. I want to write a daring rescue somewhere on the page, because there was actually an article that came out after this whole fiasco and adventure in their kind of local newspaper, and it basically didn't really say anything about our group. It was just talking about the park rangers and needing this guy to get rescued, even though we were there all day and helping. But the title for the article about this was A Daring Rescue. So, ooh, that made a weird noise, sorry. So I thought that would be fun to use that as a title. These stencils are my favorite. They're the Dovetails vintage ones, also linked in my Amazon shop. But I actually have never used these lowercase ones yet, so I was thinking we could play with those and write rescue somewhere. I have to figure out spacing, but thinking if I put it here, it could be RESCUE. We'll fix our weird lines then, but rescue, so UE. See, I'm going over the photo just for, again, some nice layering. Not going over any like really important parts of it. My pen is running out of ink. There we go. Okay. So we have rescue. Oh, Jill, I love that. I didn't even realize. Jill said we have a little poem over here in the corner where it says, "A winter stroll, recharge your soul." A nice rhyme scheme. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. All right, and now I want to write daring. So do I want to do like a daring rescue? Or do I want to do daring, like a daring rescue? I'm worried it would be too separate if I did this. So maybe I do want to just do it here. Let me write, I'm too indecisive. Daring. I think I'm going to do it over here. I was worried about that with this washi. Never really sure what washi tapes are gonna work nicely and what's not. So see if this black pen goes over it nicer. Sometimes it just depends on the ink type. So it looks like this pen works, even though the Pentel pen just kind of sits on top and doesn't bleed in to the paper. There you go. So now it says daring rescue. Now the question is, do I want to write A over here, A here, or here, or here? It could be on the paper. I mean, on the photo. Actually could look nice, especially because it's like this weird white snow mound that's in the front of this photo. Maybe I'll do that. A daring rescue. And then maybe I'll just say down here, like, write Catskills. No, it's too high. I should have done in the first. I was gonna write in the Catskills in this space. But now this is too high. I think my trusty sticker paper is going to come in handy again. Oh, I'm so glad you were able to get all your photos down, Belinda. Get your journaling ready for tomorrow. Glad you had fun. Good night. And I'm glad, Ruth, that you feel you're learning. We're almost done myself here. I'm just going to fix up my title here that I want to do, and then I also will be calling it a night and finishing my spread later. I unfortunately won't be able to work on it this weekend because I'm actually going to Philly for my friend's bachelorette party weekend that I planned with my girlfriends from high school for her. We all went to high school together, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then the Super Bowl is Sunday, so I'm hanging out with some other friends for that. So it's going to be a really full but fun weekend, but it means I'm not going to probably be able to work on this weekend. And I also have printables that I'm finishing up, so, and I don't know, I'm probably not going to be able to edit my video either, so that's not going to come till next week. Only so many hours in a day, my friends. I'm glad you were able to make it too, Danielle, and you are welcome, Melissa. Thank you for hanging out. It means so much to see so many of you here and hanging out in the chat. It really does. It makes me feel like I'm not just talking to myself, so I really appreciate it. See about maybe using this little piece here to pull out the same pattern we used up in this corner. Then I could write in the, and then write Catskills. Let's try it and we'll see if we like it. And if we don't like it, well, oh well. Okay, there we go, Catskills, and actually we'll use the black pen because I think that pen's not showing as well. Okay, so then it says in the Catskills. So we'll see. I'm not totally loving it, but I think it looks fine enough that it won't bother me too much. And I think if I color this in, then it will not make these parts of the lettering pop so much. So if I color these in black, or maybe even in a different color, like the purple, to carry that through, then it will all work nicely. So I might even, I've got my Tombow here. Oh, I'm glad you guys almost finished your own spreads. I'm pretty happy with progress I made on mine too. I mean, I'm really almost done as well. I just have some journaling to do around things. I might, even for this page on this side, because it's like all the ice climbing stuff, I might even like long form journal, which is definitely something you can do. I think, you know, while most of my monthly journaling is very much captions and just quick little titles, I do think that there is space, especially when maybe you have like one big event or less going on overall. There is definitely the opportunity to long form journal in your monthly spreads. And to answer your question, Alma, I do always do a 2-page spread now, just because I know with my style how many photos I typically like to use, and I like to do lots of stickers, especially since I make stickers. So that's a personal preference. But back in, what would that have been, 2022, I did monthly journaling at the start of my quote-unquote daily journal, where I just did kind of like highlights journaling whenever I felt like it. And in that journal, I just did a single page per month. So I had like January, February right next to each other. And I really liked doing it that way too. And I think that's a great way to start if you're just beginning. You don't have to do a 2-page spread. You totally could just do it in 1 page. And I actually would strongly recommend starting out that way. Just try to fill up 1 page per month. There, see, now it doesn't pop as much. So now we have rescue filled in. Yeah, it is a pretty purple. Like I said, I don't normally go with purple, but it's actually working really nicely for this entry. So we have a daring rescue in the Catskills. And then it pulls together the purple over here, and in the little flower here. So I might do some long form journaling about that. I have a birthday party that we did. I want to do some journaling about the All Creatures Great and Small, and I know there's a few other things from this month that I still want to document. Oh, I do also need to make sure that, where is it? I want to make sure I use the Go Somewhere Special for the Weekend sticker. So let me have that be actually the final thing. That's going to be the final thing I do for this page, so that we bring things full circle by using our bucket list. And I hope that all of you will continue into February and go print out the February bucket list and get excited for this month. I know we're already pretty far into it just because this Thursday is later than it typically is for the first Thursday of the month. And it's also the shortest month of the year, so you have that adding to it. I definitely am feeling a little bit panicked about getting all my printables and everything done for this month, but that's okay. We'll get back on schedule. So yeah, I'm gonna stick that up in this corner, I think. And we'll be able to check that one off too. So thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope that you made lots of progress on your own entries and that you will join me back here next month on, again, the first Thursday of the month, which for March would be, is that right? Is it the 7th? Am I looking at the right calendar? No, that doesn't make any sense. I am confusing myself so hardcore right now. Okay, I guess the 6th. Is that right? Wow. Okay, March 6th. So again, I guess we're going to be on the 6th again next month. Wait, is it? Am I looking at the wrong calendar again? Yes. Okay, March. There we go. March 6th, Thursday. It is late and I am tired and confused, as you can tell. So that is when we're going to get together next. So I will look forward to hanging out with you then. In the meantime, do head over to Patreon so that you always get notified when our live streams are going to be happening, so that you get access to all of the stickers, whether you want to be on the free tier and just get all the freebies, or you want to join one of the paid tiers. My biggest thank you to all of my patrons. It means so very much to me. I am glad that you all had a great time, and I look forward to seeing you then. And make sure that you are subscribed and like this video. More to come, as I said. I just am probably not going to get that to editing it until next week, but it will be coming very soon. So until then, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.